Hello guys, welcome to another section of Learning with Prepclass. I am tutor Chima. Today we are going to be solving past questions on biology 2019 Jamb. Jamb. So after we've solved these past questions, you watch our videos, maybe both this one and the previous ones we've done, you'll be able to jam and not let jam you, because that's the essence of this video. All right, now having said that, we are going to be looking at past questions on Jamb 2019 biology. We'll be looking at questions number 31 to 35, because in our previous video we solved questions 26 to 30. All right guys, before we move, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos. Feel free to drop one or two comments on our comment section box. The comments can be a question, maybe on this particular video, or maybe the previous one you've done or you've seen. Also, if you look below there, you will see a notification bell. I advise you to click it on so that you'll be first to be notified whenever we have an educational content like this for you on YouTube. All right, you can also be kind enough to share our videos so that we'll get as much views as possible. Now, having said that, we are going to go straight to the business of today, which is to solve past questions on Jamb 2019, questions 31 to 35. 31 says the function of the part label 3 is to. The function of the part label 3 is to, if you look at this structure, this is the internal structure of the skin. If you've seen it, you should know this one is the hair follicle, this is sweat gland, sweat pore, and all that. Now, if you look at the part label 1 is, I think I've labeled it sebaceous gland. Now they're asking us the part label 3. Okay, let me even go to the next slide. Now the function of the part label 3 is to, the part labeled 1 is a sebaceous gland. It kind of produces fatty, oily substance. Are you following? The part labeled 2 are blood capillaries. That's blood vessels that innervates the skin, supplies the skin with enough blood. Supplies it with blood. You know, blood is needed in all our body cells, because blood carries oxygen, blood carries nutrients, blood removes waste product, and so on. So any part of our body that is not receiving blood will die, because there will be no energy or oxygen supplied to that part. So the blood vessels supply blood to the skin. The capillaries too also play part in that role. Now the capillaries together with nerve supply, is responsible for transmitting nervous impulse. Are you following? Then we have the sweat gland that is responsible for producing sweat. Now they're asking us the function of the part label 3 is, what's the part label 3? The part label 3 is the capillary and nerve supply. So the part label 3 is the capillary and nerve supply. Therefore, its function is to conduct nervous impulse. So that's the answer. So the answer is to conduct nervous impulses. 32. The sweat gland is the structure labeled, of course, you know I've labeled it before. That's the structure labeled 4. You see here, 4, sweat gland. So the sweat gland is the structure labeled 4. So the sweat gland is the structure labeled 4. So our answer is A, 4. That's the sweat gland. Structure labeled 4 is the sweat gland. 33 says, the type of reproduction that is common to both Hydra and yeast is. The type of reproduction that is both common to Hydra and yeast is it grafting? Is it budding? Is it conjugation? Is it binary fission? Now let us see. Now, budding is an asexual reproduction common to both Hydra and yeast. So we can see that the answer is Hydra and yeast. You can see this one is Hydra. First of all, the parent cell stays. This is the Hydra. Growth, bud growth will now be growing out from the body of the parent. Before you know, that bud now develops mouths and tentacles like the parent. Before you know, the bud detaches itself and becomes an independent Hydra. You can see yeast 2, nucleus, parent cell. You see the bud forming. Cytoplasm divides, you see bud forming. So you see bud, daughter yeast, yeast chain. So if you see that the difference between budding in yeast and budding in Hydra is that in Hydra, after the bud develops, it detaches itself immediately. But in yeast, the buds may still stay together with the parent cell and still be producing more buds. The old bud can still stay with the parent cell and be producing more buds. So budding is the asexual reproduction that is common to both yeast and Hydra. Now you must understand that some organisms too can carry out sexual and asexual reproduction. Like this Hydra now. Hydra can carry out both sexual and asexual reproduction. Hydra is a hermaphrodite. In sexual reproduction, you just send this semen, or they won't act as a male, also send this semen or sperm cells that will swim into the egg cell of another Hydra. And that Hydra is going to swim, sperm cell swim into his own egg cell, because it's an hermaphrodite that has both testis and ovary. That's male and female parts. But the point here that I'm trying to make is that when food is plentiful, when environmental condition is perfect, especially when there is plentiful supply of food, organisms prefer to reproduce by what? Asexually, like this Hydra now, within few minutes or within a day or two. It has, once there is plentiful supply of food, or when environmental condition is favorable for this animal like the Hydra, it develops bud almost every 1 to 2 days. Almost every 24 to 24 hours, it keeps producing buds. So it prefers to reproduce asexually. So organisms prefer to reproduce asexually instead of sexually when environmental condition is what? Favorable for them, especially those that can reproduce both asexual and sexual. So the answer there is budding anyway. The answer there is budding. 34. Which of the following statement is not true of enzymes? Which of the following statement is not true of enzymes? You see that there are proteins, they need cofactors to activate them. Is it that they are sensitive to hydrogen ion concentration, or is it that they can withstand high temperatures? Now let us see. One, is it that there are proteins? Yes, enzymes are proteins. All enzymes are proteins. Both the ones like thiolane that affects convert starch to maltose in our mouth, both the ones in the stomach that convert protein to proteases, that's pepsin, trypsin, and all, they are all proteins. All enzymes are what? Proteins found in what? Our body system that catabolizes biochemical reactions. So enzymes are all proteins. Two, we say that they need cofactors to activate them. Yes, some enzymes need cofactors to properly activate them or make them work. Cofactors or coenzymes are materials or other substances produced by a body cell or body cells that help the enzymes to work properly. Sometimes they activate the enzymes and make them to start working. Others make them work properly. Enzymes are sensitive to hydrogen ion concentration. The answer is yes. Hydrogen ion concentration simply means pH, degree of acidity or alkalinity. Yes, enzymes are sensitive to hydrogen ion concentration, or enzymes are sensitive to pH. The enzyme in the mouth can only work in alkaline condition. That's thiolane. So because of that, our saliva is alkaline. I don't know of some people that don't brush your teeth, your saliva will be acidic because it will be full of ethanoic acid. So if you are the type like me that is hygienic, you brush your teeth very well, your saliva should be alkaline. So the enzyme in the mouth is known as thiolane. It can only work in alkaline condition. So enzymes are highly sensitive to pH. The enzymes in the stomach, pepsin and renin, they both act on protein. Pepsin and renin, they can only work in acidic conditions. So because of that, there is an acid in the stomach we call hydrochloric acid. That hydrochloric acid helps that pepsin and renin to work well. Pepsin and renin in the stomach can only work in acidic condition. Thiolane in the saliva can only work in alkaline condition. So enzymes are sensitive to what? pH, that's degree of acidity or alkalinity. Can withstand high temperature? That's false. Enzymes cannot withstand high temperature. Enzymes are affected by high temperatures. Temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius cause denature, that's changes in the shape of the molecule or structure of the enzyme. Now, enzymes are proteins, and all proteins becomes denatured when temperature increases above 40 degrees Celsius. Denature simply means their structure will change. They may experience coagulation. Example now is egg whites. If you heat eggs more, what happens? You just form that to become solidified. And you follow it to become solidified. If you have exposed blood to a certain temperature to become solidified, that's coagulation or clumping of enzymes or proteins is what we call denature. So if you expose enzymes to a higher temperature of 40 degrees, structure will be destroyed and it will no longer behave as an enzyme. We call it what? Denature. So the correct option there is option D. Enzymes cannot withstand high temperatures. So which of the following statement is not true of enzyme? The answer is D. Can withstand high temperatures. Enzymes cannot withstand high temperatures. 35. The dorsal and anal fins. Fins, not finds. Fins. This must be a typo when you are creating the material. The dorsal and anal fins of a fish are used for. The dorsal and anal fins of a fish are used for. Is it upward movements? Is it controlling rolling movement? Is it steering? Is it stabilizing balance of water? Now, the dorsal and anal fins primarily help fish to not roll over the other side. The caudal fin is the main fin for propulsion to move the fish forward, while the dorsal fin provide stability. So you can see that the answer is not to roll over to the other side, and also for propulsion, and also to provide stability. So we went for stability, that stability balance in water. Because if not controlling rolling movement, because fishes do not roll now. If you say they're controlling rolling movement, they are wrong, because fishes do not roll, they swim straight like this, and if they don't roll this way. So now for them to move straight, they must have a dorsal fin that will prevent them from toppling, from rolling over. They will have an anal fin that will direct them to move straight forward and what are you following? Direct them to move straight forward to provide stability in water. So the answer is stability, balance in water. So that's the alright guys, we've come to the end of today's section of Learning with Prepclass. We'll look at past questions on biology Jamb 2019. We solved questions 31 to 35. 31 to 35. So if you look here, you will see a link. I want you to copy, type this link in your browser, click load, and it will just take you straight to our WhatsApp group. When you join us on WhatsApp, you'll be getting updates and infos on the latest content we have on YouTube for you. So until you meet again guys, I still remain Tutochima. Bye and stay safe.